To me, it's over the top. What I would like to do today, since we're discussing this topic of illegal immigration, is address something that we can do that is a necessary requirement for the state of Connecticut. Back in 2019, a horrible mistake was made by this body when they passed a bill in 2019 to make changes to the Trust Act that predated it from 2013. Short history lesson. In 2013, the legislature voted unanimously to pass a law called the Connecticut Trust Act. And the Trust Act was designed to protect undocumented aliens in the state of Connecticut so that they would have less fear in interacting with law enforcement officials. In other words, if they wanted to report a crime or if they knew something was happening and they wanted to contact the police, we wanted to make sure that they could do that without fear of being turned over to immigration authorities. Now, I supported that bill back then, and I'm rethinking it today because I understand what that policy has turned into. It really hasn't benefited anyone. And the fact of the matter is, when the majority claims that they're helping illegal and undocumented immigrants, I question that with every fiber of my being, because they're not better off in this state. They have not received one iota of advancement in their station in life by being undocumented residents in the state of Connecticut. That doesn't help them at all. In fact, they get to live in Connecticut because of the generosity of the majority as second-class non-citizens. And that's ridiculous. I would much rather see us eliminate unlawful immigration to this country so that we can actually increase lawful immigration to this country. Not only is it disrespectful to people that are waiting in line in the process to come here lawfully, to encourage people to come here unlawfully through policies that have been passed on party lines in this state, including driver's licenses and in-state tuition benefits and a plethora of free money in the form of all types of state benefits, and most recently Husky for Immigrants. Not only is that wrong, because you are basically putting folks that came here unlawfully ahead of people that are trying to get here lawfully, but you're not benefiting them either, because at the end of the day, they do not have the same rights as citizens. I would much rather people are able to come here through a process that affords them the right to be Americans like everybody else, instead of being kept in check as a second-class group of people without the same rights in sanctuary locations across our state. To me, that's disgraceful. That is not a benefit. And I'm tired of having it thrown in my face that somehow, because I'm a Republican and a white man, that somehow I don't care about undocumented aliens in this state or this country. Nothing could be farther from the truth. I can tell you that if I came from South America or some other place where I didn't have the ability to live free and live safe, I would be trying to get here too. But I would also be trying to advocate for the United States government to come up with a mechanism to make sure that me and my family could come to a safe country instead of a country that condones letting in people that are criminals, drug dealers, traffickers in sex, in humans, in guns. And that's what's happened over the last 5 or 6 years, and that's what's terrible. And I'm so happy to see our president cracking down on that and suggesting that we should have a lawful system of immigration. We should have a secure border as a country. Not in Connecticut, though. In Connecticut, in 2019, this body on party lines passed a law effectively putting criminal aliens, and I'm not talking about people that simply broke the law by crossing the border. That's a separate issue. I'm talking about actual criminal aliens. Put those people above the law. In 2013, when the Trust Act was originally passed, it carved out certain groups of people. It said, well, we're going to protect these undocumented immigrants from ICE, but some people, really, we ought to turn them over. And that list of people includes those folks that have been convicted of a felony crime, folks that are subject to pending criminal charges, folks that have an outstanding arrest warrant in our state, people that are known gang members, people that are on the federal terrorist screening database, people that are already subject to an order of deportation, and also people that, according to a police officer, present an unacceptable risk to public safety. Those people who were no originally not afforded the benefit of those protections under the Trust Act were granted protections by a bill here in this chamber in 2019. I was proud to stand up then and oppose it, and today I'm offering an amendment, and that amendment, Madam President, is LCO 5493, to restore those protections and to say we should not be protecting criminal aliens. Now, I might want to go a little bit further and say that we shouldn't have the Trust Act at all. But in a sense of trying to create some sort of reasonableness in a chamber where I stand in an extreme minority, I am appealing to the majority to say, look, draw the line somewhere else. If you want to have a Trust Act that protects people that are in the country unlawfully, okay, but do not include criminals and gang members and terrorists in that definition. We have a chance to right the wrong of 2019 right now. I urge my colleagues to support this amendment.